Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are getting into a collaboration, which I will get into further details later on into the video. So let's get into DIY number one. So in this DIY number one, I am wanting to make a display of an angel. The angel is going to be the focal point in this. You can see I am using, well, I'm undecided on what I want to use. I have a couple of things that I picked up from General Dollar. As you can see, those candy canes, I thought those was ornaments until I realized when I was actually showing it in this video, they're actually light up earrings. I had some other things from the Dollar Tree. I had a few things that I had picked up from Pop Shelf over last weekend, and so I'm cleaning and deciding now to just go ahead. It's going to be simple. Let me just say this, it's going to be very simple. And I'm actually reusing a candlestick from the Dollar Tree from a previous DIY from a couple of years ago, and I had spray painted it black, sorry. So now I'm just taking my gold flat gems from the Dollar Tree, and these are the ones that have the self-adhesive on it, and so I'm just cutting it out so the strips can just go around the base of the little jar. As I had started putting this on here, you will see that I didn't like it, and I didn't like it because you was able to see the self-adhesive through it, because the adhesive doesn't just go behind the gems, it covers the entire backing of it. And so as I started putting it down, I really did not like it, and so I actually removed it, and you'll see that I'm about to remove it. So now I'm just taking out the flat gold gem ribbon, and it's going to be easier just to glue it down. And so that is what I am doing now. So I'm just measuring it off, and then I'm gonna cut off, I think there are 5 rows, and I think I cut off 1 row because 4 was able to cover the entire base of it. Let me take this moment and thank everyone for stopping by today's video. I duly appreciate you stopping by and watching. If you is new here, I want to say welcome for being part of the family, and thank you for also joining and subscribing. Please like, share this video. I am on a goal of trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I am so close to making that goal. Also, I want to say, sorry about that. Let's get back to this real quick. I did not know that this angel that I had got from the Dollar Tree was a multicolor. I'm not a fan of it. I want it to be a solid color, and I also don't like the blinking. I was disappointed with that. Of course, I didn't read it. I just seen the angel. I like the clear angel, and it was pretty to me. I'm now taking this little leaf that has the gold balls on it. It has some of that fox snow on it that's glued to it, and it was falling off everywhere. And so I didn't like that. You see me tapping, you tapping to get that out, and then I'm wiping it also off. I'm just not a fan of that. So now I'm thinking, But while I'm thinking, let's get into today's collaboration. Today's video is Talented Creators Collaboration. It is hosted by DIY with Aurora, also with Loli from Loli Creations, and our guest host, GazelleCreativeStudio. The theme for day was Christmas, and we had to include in Angels. Those host and guest host channels will be listed down into the description, as well as the playlist. Please go over and visit their channels, and while you're there, subscribe to their channels. Also, go to the playlist and you can select all, so that way you can watch all of the other talented creators. Now, let's get into DIY number 2. Now, this DIY, I actually was not even going to do this DIY. I was only going to do 2 DIYs. And as I'm looking around my office and things is a mess, I seen the material and I knew I had plenty of the foam balls and whatnot. And I was like, let's just try to make an angel out of this. So I'm taking this wire, and I have plenty of this wire. I actually use this wire when decorating my Christmas tree each year, because I use those to put the balls on it, and I wrap the balls around my tree. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make an angel. And so I'm just taking this wire, which after I took the wire, because I had this little black little tube. I don't even know where that little skinny slim plastic tube came from, but I really didn't even have to open that wire. Now thinking back, I really and truly could have just used a large paper clip, but that's another thing. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna make my halo, and so I'm taking the wire and I made it round. I measure the width of the ball, so that way I know the diameter that it needs to be, wrapping the wire around to make it real sturdy. I'm going to create a stem that I'm going to stick down into the top of the head of the foam ball, so that way this halo can you know, basically stick up on top of the head, because I don't want it to touch the top of the foam ball. Once I completely get it all wrapped up, I'm taking these gold pipe strips, these tinsel stems, and I originally just had 2 of them, but it wasn't thick enough, and so I just grabbed another one to have them 3, and I'm just doing a 3 twist, wrapping it all the way around. And then once I make it form the 3 into 1, I'm then going to wrap it around the wire to create the gold halo. So now what I'm doing is I'm punching a hole down into the foam, so that way I can attach the foam ball to the base of the cone. I'm wrapping now the tinsel stem around to form the halo. Now I got that together. I'm setting that to the side. So now I'm trying to decide how I want to wrap this material, which also came from the Dollar Tree, around this. And so I'm wrapping, trying different methods. I am thinking, my head is racing. Okay, and so finally I decided, let's just cut this trim, because I originally was going to use this first piece to wrap it around the cone, the base of the body. And then it wasn't like flowing enough for me, and so I'm gonna end up using this piece just to wrap it around the ball, which is the head of the base of the angel. So once I wrap that around and do that, I'm gonna take a rubber band to actually attach this to around the ball. So now I'm just making sure I squeeze in the edges and get it the way that I want it, so it can be tight and secured and no pieces flying. I grabbed that rubber band, and that rubber band flew straight across the room, to where you'll see I actually had to get another rubber band. But thinking back, I actually could have used a zip tie or something else, but the rubber band, I just have a variety of sizes, and I knew this one would just have it just tight and secured. And so, like I said, I thought of this DIY actually like in the midst of recording, making the first DIY. So my mind is racing, and I just want to use some of my things to clear things out. So here now I'm attaching the second rubber band. It did not fly across the room. So now that I have that attached, I am now going to add put the material to measure it off how I want it to flow onto the comb, the body of the angel. And so I am going to just, you'll see I'm going to cut this material to see of the length that I actually need. And then once I cut the material to the length, I am then going to glue the edges so that the edges can be nice and trim. And then this way I can wrap it around the angel. So now you see I'm gluing it. Also, I did not know that this material, when cutting it, this stuff sticks to everything. And I can deal with glitter, you know, but I just can't deal with some other things that's just falling everywhere and stuff is all over the place. It drives me insane. But back to the DIY. So now I am actually gluing down the other end, and once I completely glue it down, excuse me, you'll see that I'm now going to wrap the material around the body, and I'm actually gluing it down. I'm gluing it up above the rubber band so that way it can be tight in, and I'm pulling it as I'm gluing it so that way it can actually shape the neck of the angel. As I was gluing this around, I thought, like, you know, maybe it's just a little plain. Do I want to add something? So I'm thinking, so I'm grabbing the angel wings. These actually came from the Dollar Tree. I thought these was just so pretty. And I'm actually going to use a push pin to stick that into the back. I did want to glue this down because I actually do want to take it off and use it. Just remember, when doing any DIYs, if you want something to be permanent, you know, use a different type of glue to secure your things down. So I'm not gluing this because I do want to use that and I don't want to mess it up, particularly on this. So now I have pushed the halo down into the head of the angel, and now I'm going to attach the wings to it because I wanted to attach the halo first before attaching the wings. Well, I was actually finna attach the wings, but this is where I started thinking that my angel looked just a tad bit plain, and I just want to add just a little something, not too much. I'm not trying to glam this angel, even though I love glam. I'm a bling girl. I just wanted something just to distinguish from the neck, you know, the neck from the body. And so I had that strip of that flat gold that I had cut off from the first DIY, and I was like, let me just use this strip that I have here. So I'm actually gluing that around the neck, and then just gonna glue it of the base also of going down the back of the angel. And then once I glue that down then that's when I'll attach the wings back to the angel. This was a little simple but cute angel. I really like this angel. I think I'm gonna keep this angel up in my office. I like this. Tell me what you think. Leave me an angel emoji down in the comment section for today. A lot of times I like to just tell the viewers to leave an emoji, because I remember when I was watching YouTube for so many years and watching people's videos, I just didn't like making comments, because I didn't want to deal with people coming back and making comments back to my comments. They was responding, and so leaving an emoji was just more simple to me. And I know that leaving an emoji was putting something in the comment section that was actually helping the creators of videos. And so that's why I always ask that you leave an emoji, and that's only if you really don't want to leave a comment. Okay, so now I'm attaching the wings back to the angel. As I stated, I'm just using a push pin. Okay, so now let's get into the final DIY, which is DIY number 3. So I actually had 3 size jars, and then I changed my mind, and I didn't want this snowman to be that tall. So I had this saucers, actually was part of a collection of things that I was taking to Goodwill, and so I took this out of my Goodwill pile to use this, because I had a clear plate from the Dollar Tree, and I was like, why use that plate from the Dollar Tree, that clear one, when I can just use this since I'm taking some things to Goodwill. So anyway, I did 3 coats of white chalk paint onto that. I am taking this candle jar, and this candle jar is actually from, I think, Bath and Body Works. I took this cardstock and used it on my Cricut machine to print out these angels. Now, my original plan was to tape this on the inside of the jar, and I was going to spray paint the inside gold, so that way the angel would be the clear area on the jar. Well, then as I was thinking, I was like, instead of gluing the open face down, I can glue the open face up, and this way this snowman can be used for multiple purposes. It can be used as a candy jar on a desk. It can be used for a candle holder, anything the imagination thinks. And so I decided to tape the cardstock on the outside of the jar. And so instead of using gold, I'm going to go ahead and I used the white chalk paint to paint the angels. In between of doing the first 2 coats, I use my I'm using my dryer my heat dry to dry in between the coats. My 3rd coat that I put down, I went ahead and removed the cardstock while it was wet. And then now I'm doing the final dry to completely dry it. Once I completely dried, I only had 1 angel that a little paint got away from up under the cardstock, and I cleaned that off. Now I'm taking alcohol and I am cleaning the rim of the jar again because of my fingerprints from holding it, and I am going to use my gold foil tape, and I am taping this around the edge of the top and the bottom of the jar. Thinking back, I really should have just kept the angels gold. I mean, I like the way that it turned out. I just think that the gold spray paint would have been a lot better, because the inside would have been completely done, but at the same time I wouldn't have been able to use it as a candy jar, because I didn't want to do that. So now I'm taking my gold pen and I am tracing around the edges of the angel, so that way I can define the wings as well as the halo of the angel. It turned out nice. If I did it over again, I would just leave it white, but that's okay. So after I do that, I am going to then excuse me, I'm sorry. After tracing the angel again, I am then going to glue this down to the white saucer plate. And I am permanently gluing this down because I'm going to use this as actually a candy jar snowman on my desk. So I'm permanent gluing it down with the E6000. I am putting hot glue into some areas so that it can go ahead and adhere to this. And I did let this sit overnight. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to use into the two jars. As I stated, I had 3 sizes and then I just changed my mind. This large jar is the $3 jar from the Dollar Tree, just in case someone wanted to know. I wanted to use another one of these angels in this large jar. However, the wings would not allow the second jar to sit into it, and so I had thought of melting the top down, cutting the top part off of the wings, and I didn't want to ruin this angel. So as I'm thinking and deciding what I want to go in there, I eventually decided that I'm not going to use the angel into the base of the body of the snowman. So I'm going to fill the body jar, the large jar, with these foam balls, mini bars, snowballs to make the snow. I had some of that fox snow. That stuff gets everywhere. I'm not going to use it. I'm actually going to take it back to the Dollar Tree and swap it out for something else. I can't deal with that. And so I put the balls in there and I'm taking them back out. I decided to hot glue down the tree so that way it will not move while it's in the jar. And so I'm just filling in the white foam balls back into the globe jar. And then I'm putting in some of these little presents. I actually got those from the Dollar Tree as well. That little gold tree, it's a light. I don't know if I got that from Dollar General to Dollar Tree. And then I have the snowman that lights up as well. Can't remember if I got it from the Dollar Tree or General Dollar also. I actually hot glued those together. I did not want to permanently glue the jars together because I want to be able to change it. So here's the reveal. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to go over and check out the other ladies' videos. Thank you and have a great day.